there's so many graffiti artists that are still anonymous. Say Banksy. I don't know. There's a lot of guys, and it's basically to give you the freedom to paint on whatever you want. Illegal spots, these spots. So for many years I was anonymous because I was doing a lot of illegal graffiti.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets that it's illegal. You know, like when you're doing it outside, you actually sometimes break the law to get these murals up. And you have murals everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Now that I'm your friend, I like pay attention to it more, and I see the areas you've traveled to paint these massive murals. I was with you in New York one time. You invited me 3 a.m. Does it always have to be at night? If that one was a legal one, correct?
It was a gray area on the law, but we were okay.
So do you always have to go at night? Like, were you sneaking in, breaking doors down, hopping fences and shit?
Confession?
David, she's here.
It's like we're wired. Come on, speak to us. What? How'd you get in and out?
Ingrid, I'm gonna have someone come out and grab you right now.
Sure, perfect.
All right, thank you.
Like I told you, Alec, our podcasts are pretty light, pretty relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of started for me in New York, and I was like going crazy with graffiti in New York. I have, a very addictive personality. I love the rush of it, so I was just tagging everywhere in New York, and I kind of really overdid it. And the New York Police Department was like really out for me. They had, I think even the mayor found out about it. It was like Bloomberg at the time. And they sent out a task force to like get me basically. And this was in the beginning of my art career. Like I had just locked in this big collector. I'd never sold any artwork before. So he was like, we're gonna fly you out to New York and I wanna buy 30 pieces. So as I'm creating the works in the space in Chelsea, I'm graffitiing everywhere. And this is a space that's in the arts district of Chelsea. I papered up the windows so you couldn't see in. So I was doing graffiti everywhere. I was tagging, and I'm not even gonna say the places. And then the genius idea was that the paper on the wall, I should graffiti on that and turn it around. So like, it's a piece in the studio, which immediately, like a couple hours later, like 4 cops showed up to the studio and they were like, I could tell they were undercovers because they had like the hidden gun. They're like, is Alec Monopoly here? Like, is the artist here? And I was like cleaning up. Randomly, I had a broom, and I was just like, no, I don't know. I just work here. I'm just cleaning. I'm just
You're
cleaning.
fucking Batman.
I'm just cleaning. And then they're like, okay, we'll be back. So after that, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Wow.
So I bounced, and I didn't even go to my first art show. It was my first gallery show, and I didn't even go because the police were there waiting, and then they came into the show.
Oh my God, to buy art.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're fans.
So the police came into the show, and then it was like world news. It was featured in all the newspapers, and that's kind of where my career took off. Is because the NYPD came into my art show and was trying to arrest me.
Dude, shout out NYPD.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's impressive.
You're a fugitive. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You were running from you're a real criminal.
Yeah, they finally got up to me. I mean, you never get away from these guys. So.
No, that's true. That's true. Don't break the law, kids.
Yeah.
I feel like you had to say that, like you're president. Okay, listen, when you're on the podcast, just admit that they'll get to you.
Yeah, exactly. They got me, so it's okay.
No, but you also, I mean, you got them. They spawned a career, and it's funny how some careers can like start out of controversy. I bet then, was it scary, or did you realize that was about to be the beginning?
Oh my God, it was like one of the scariest moments of my life. I mean, at one point when they showed up, like, cause they came and then left. And then I was sneaking into the studio to try to finish the works for the art show.
Oh my God.
So they were monitoring the show. So there was like an undercover guy who was out front. And I met this girl randomly because I guess like the paper was only so high. But if you lived above across the street, you could see down into the paper. And I thought no one could see. So I'd be in my boxers, like with my girlfriend. I was like all types of weird shit was happening in there. And then finally this girl comes up to me. She was like, I live across the street and I can see down into your studio. And she was like, by the way, like, if you need it, like, I see what the cops are doing. Like, I can be your lookout and call.
Oh my God!
When they come
for one painting,
because they were like there was like an undercover cop always outside, but they would go and leave. So she would let me know when, and then she was like, by the way, my dad is like the governor of Vermont. I'm like, what?
You're like, thanks so much. Next time I go skiing at Killington, I'll give them like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? Hello, Vermont. Are you there?
Hey, that's wild.
So she would call me when the undercover cop would be gone. So like when I'd have like an hour window, I'd sneak in and like sign the pieces and try to finish them up. So one day I went in there to go finish them, and like 5 cop cars surrounded the place. and they were like coming to get me because I guess they knew I was there or whatever.
Yeah.
So I literally, there was a garbage chute that I could climb through, that I climbed through to go out the back, and then I bounced that way.
Oh my
This
God.
is serious.
Yeah.
Dude, when you're sliding down a garbage chute, I think that's definitely a moment where you're like,
Yeah.
took a wrong turn.
That happened in the last. That happened in the last
More
Rock
offense,
movie.
No, well, I'm not gonna say where I painted, but I painted on a very special place that was a very special thing to
Statue
the
of Liberty?
to the
The Washington Monument.
to the mayor of New York at that time. So I pissed off the big boss. So he was like,
Get
let's
this
get this
guy.
motherfucker.
Let's get this guy.